Hi, today we are going to learn about how to edit an original image in Photoshop and how to upload that to your site in Cascade. So, assuming that you need to replace a photo on your website, if you go to the page in Cascade, which is where I am right now, I'm going to replace this photo up here at the top. Since none of these people work here anymore, for the most part, we need to switch that out. So I'm going to go into edit mode. And it's going to show me right here what the size of this image needs to be. So you just need to make sure that the image you selected is going to fit that window, especially in these kind of narrow, wide images. So you want to make sure the content that's the most important is going to be visible. It's okay if it crops a little bit in some cases, but just be mindful of that when you're selecting an image. So I am going to go find my image now. So I know this needs to be 1440 by 420. So I have an image selected, and this is an original file up here that I'm just going to say open with Photoshop. So here's my image that I've selected. Now I already have this kind of set, but when you want to go to this crop tool that's right here. And up here, this could say many different things. It's got a drop down of a bunch of different options here, but you want it to say W times H times resolution. And then you're going to put in right here the size you need it to be. I already have this put in here, but we already know the size. So whatever it needs to be, 720, 520, Cascade will tell you what it needs to be, and then PX for pixel, and then same thing. And then your resolution needs to be 72. Some images are 300 for print or 240, but 72 is proper for a web upload. It's going to reduce the size of your image. So I'm going to move this, I'm going to find this little crop here. Actually, if I just go to my crop tool, it should do the right size. Oops, no. There, okay. So here's the image that I want to use, and here is how I'm going to crop it. It's not the greatest, but for temporary purposes, it will work for now. In fact, I think I'm going to turn it a little bit so it'll get a little more context in there. All right, whatever. All right, that's just a general photo, so it looks fine. I'm going to go ahead and say File, Export, Save for Web. So what that does is it reduces the size even a little more, so it won't slow down your pages in Cascade. This page will come up, and other than making sure this is JPEG, you just want to make sure it says JPEG. It should default to quality 60. So that's what it should be if you open it. And then you really don't need to worry about any of this other stuff. So you just go ahead and hit save. And we want to call this something else. First of all, we want it to be lowercase and dashes, not caps and underscores. So I'm going to call this Sam Work Examples. Oops. And I'm going to save it in my marketing folder. Okay, so now I have my image ready to go. Now I'm going to go back to my Cascade, and I'm going to get rid of this by clicking on this little X and choose File. So this is going to open up this little side window for me, and I'm going to go to Upload. Choose from your computer, and now I'm going to go to that marketing folder, and it's right here at the top. Sam Work Examples.jpg. So it's going to upload it here. It's going to make sure that the file name is right with the dashes and lowercase. Then you want to make sure you put it in the right folder. So the way that Cascade is set up right now, you should have in your main folder, so I'm going to go to here, a folder called Images. So that's where I want this to go. So make sure you do that. If you're still in the old Cascade, it would be an Assets folder, and that would be within any folder that you're working in. Just make sure you're not leaving photos like out loose in your directory. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Choose. It's going to put it in there, and I think that's it. Let's hit Preview Draft and take a look and see what it looks like. So So I think that's nice. It just kind of gives an example of some of our work in the background. So I'm going to hit submit. Everything looks good. And I'm going to publish. And that's it. So really you just want to make sure that you are following the size ratios that Cascade is telling you. So don't put a photo that's not a square in a square space, or anything like that. But if you need any help with images, I can help you. Jill at Jill-Norton at northwestern.edu. And I'm happy to help you find an image, crop an image, do any of this work for you, even if you don't have Photoshop or anything. But hopefully in the meantime, this will help you get an image up on your own. All right. Thank you.